mind you can't control. Running wild, can't come down. My head is in the clouds. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. Before I thinking I can feel like this, make me feel like this. We got a party for a lifetime. Oh, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. Before I'm thinking I can feel like this, make me feel like this. I'm on my last straw. I'm broken and I'm woken up. I'm done feeding your lies. I've had enough. I can't run your place in this faulty game. And all the words you speak mean nothing more to me. 'Cause I'd start over now. Rewind, and I won't let
Lisa, thank you, baby. Much love. Appreciate you. Of course, yes, Sharon. That's right, Drew. I'm glad they found her.
Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you
Never
hit the
go.
bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. you ask me how we got here, 'cause you don't know how. You say we're taking on water, yeah, we're sinking now. You're looking all concerned, like we're gonna drown, but we both know how to swim.
Right,
no worries, let's go for now. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. I drag you out your mind, and there are days I hate you, but baby, you're still mine. And then we have the best times, no matter what we do. And even when we don't, there's nobody I'd rather choose. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me.
Together we will save the day. With every laugh Together through the storm and darkest weather. We search high, we search low. Together everywhere we go. Justin's here and he's going live with the best fans by my side. We're a family, we hold strong. Together we can right the wrong. We clutch them pearls, we shine like stars. Searching wide, spreading love afar. Every stream, every heartfelt plea. We are one in this community. Daily grind, but we're not stopping. Pearls around the world just popping. With each view and every share, we send hope and show we care. We clutch them pearls, we shine like stars. Searching wide, spreading love afar. Every stream, every heartfelt plea. We are one in this community.
Thank you, Sharon. That's right. Appreciate you, Miss Sharon.
Daily grind, but we're not stopping. Pearls around the world just popping. With each view and every share, we send hope and show we care. We clutch them pearls, we shine like stars. Searching wide, spreading love afar. Every stream, every heartfelt plea. We are one in this community. In the night or in the day, girls will light and lead the way. Justin's heart and they'll support. Together we will hold the fort.
Yay, Mama D. Bobby. Melanie. Don't die.
Daily grind, but we're not stopping. Pearls around the world just popping. With each view and every share,
We like to
we send hope
catch up
and
on our
show we
gossip.
care.
Last one.
Click play and come along with me.
Always late. Thank you, baby.
Together
Good to
with
see
the
you.
truth you see.
Oh, thank you, Donna. Thank you so much.
Got our pearls and our
Appreciate you.
laughter too. The search for
Thank you,
facts is
Minderella.
always new.
Appreciate you, sweet pea. Good to see
In
you.
this place we keep it real.
Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Minderella. Appreciate you.
Classy vibes and joyful zeal. Join the journey, it's just begun. We shine brighter than the sun. Hit the like and share the vibe. Clutch those pearls, let's take the ride.
That's it, Heather.
Comment
That's it.
here and spread the cheer. Members make the truth so clear. Defending truth is what we do. So hit subscribe and join the crew. With every search we pave the way. Together we will save the day. Defending truth is what we do. So hit subscribe and join the crew. With every search we pave the way. Together we will save the day. With every laugh we lift our hearts. In the search we all take part. Thank you all for standing strong. Together we belong. Hit the like and share the vibe. Clutch those pearls, let's take the ride. Comment here and spread the cheer. Members make the truth so clear. Hit the like and share the vibe. Clutch those pearls, let's take the ride. Comment here and spread the cheer. Members make the truth so clear.
Well, hello, my beautiful pearls. Thank you all so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. Could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is March 29th, 2025. It is currently 6:08 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Hello, my beautiful pearls. Hope everyone is doing well today. Got a lot to talk about. I want to have a conversation with you guys about different aspects of this case and really hear what you have to say because it matters. First, I need to thank some of you. Lisa, I want to thank you so much for 5 months. Really do appreciate you, my dear. Happy weekend, everyone. Prayers for Seth and Sebastian. Thank you so much, Lisa. I always appreciate you being in here and being a member here. Thank you, my love. Good to see you. And there's Sharon. Absolutely, Sharon. You absolutely can put up his Cash App, by the way, if you want. Love is all there is in the end. Blessings to you all. Thank you, Miss Sharon. Always a pleasure, my dear. Much love to you. And Donna, thank you so much, my dear. Really do appreciate you. Hope you are well, Miss Donna. Good to see you. And thank you, Minderella. Really do appreciate you, my dear. Good to see you. Hope you are well. Thank you, love. And Elizabeth, thank you so much, my dear. Really do appreciate you. Thank you for being a member as well. You too, Donna. Thank you so much for your support, my love. And Elizabeth coming in clutch at 7 months. Oh, God. Hello, Justin and Remy. Keep up the great work. Thank you, my dear. Really do appreciate you. My phone has been going off the hook since our friend Jennifer Coffendoffer Canny Mod drop Justin's Venmo. My Venmo's right here. It's on the scrolling across right here. It's $ Crimefactor. And my Cash App is Venmo is at Crimefactor, and the Cash App is $Crimefactor. Thank you, my dear. Yeah, on the banner here on the bottom. Hey, SA officer, good to see you. But I know there's been a lot of people that's been a little disheartened after Jennifer's live. I have not saw it yet. We'll probably watch a little bit of it. I want to just put this out there. Don't lose faith. Keep the hope alive. That is all we have. That's all we have. And in my opinion, I'm just saying this, in my opinion, I believe what she said was strategic. I'm not going to really go into it, but I believe it was strategic, the reason, in my opinion. So just keep the faith. We got to keep the faith. So yes, let me pull. So sorry, guys. Let me pull this up, and we'll go over some of it. We will drop Jennifer's link in the description as well. Mods, if you don't mind dropping Jennifer's link on the case with Jennifer Coffendoffer, or crack the case. Crack the case. case with break the case. I'll get it in a sec. Break the case with Jennifer Koffendorfer, FBI. Absolutely love and adore Jennifer. I think she is great. She's always professional. You know, this case has really been a difficult one, to say the very least. It really, really has been emotionally draining, sometimes physically draining, spiritually draining at times. And I can't imagine how Seth feels. I can't imagine how law enforcement feels, to be honest with you. And, the reason I continue to speak about Sebastian, I'm still doing other cases and all that. How I can't see how Seth is holding on. Yeah. Is because it's important to keep the case alive. Now, you guys know where my opinion on this case. None of us 1,000% know what happened to Sebastian, especially where he's at. But I don't see how he could. Did you, me and you? Good. Um, I don't see him walking out of the house. I don't I feel like people inside the house know exactly where Sebastian is. The main reason personally I do this case is because I feel it's important to keep a healthy pressure on law enforcement. And when I say a healthy pressure, I mean that we're watching, we are supporting you, but we're not going to forget about Sebastian. I don't think, this is just my opinion, I don't think Sebastian is out there living a life in any camp, or for that matter, truthfully, just my opinion, anywhere. That's just my opinion. But if he is, regardless, we still have to keep that pressure on law enforcement and authorities to say, we're going to stay on this, and we're not going to forget. He's not going to slip through the cracks. And there's that. So that's why I do it, not so much for, again, because I think he's out there somewhere. I don't see how we're over at a year. I mean, is it possible? It absolutely is possible. It does happen. But I don't think this is the case where it happened at all. I don't think it's the case where it happened whatsoever. I don't see, I think the mother and the stepfather's behavior, what they feel is, a video that law enforcement says is absolutely nothing. But then you go to, there are people literally walking in the back of your yard and very, very close to your house, they don't feel as pertinent. Well, I call bullshit on that. I really do. So 2020's last night, dirty little secret, Robert Lemon case. Seriously, the LE knows what they are doing. They really do, Gina. They really do. So I apologize. I'm a little emotional today. I uh I had a root canal done a while back. It's the very, very last tooth, and it has apparently failed or something. And I'm on antibiotics now. I didn't even think anything could get, it never felt right or something. So uh I don't know if the antibiotics are making me emotional today or what, but we'll get with it. We'll get with it. So thank you all for being here. I do appreciate it. Um, Seth is going to be live here in a little bit, and we're going to go over there to support him and Tony. They really are, Sally. They really are. Thank you so much, Ginger. Really do appreciate you. So happy to be a pearl. I absolutely believe there is a method to the madness, so to speak. Jen is not giving up on Sebastian, in my opinion. Love you all. And thank you for raising that point. Jen is absolutely not giving up. In fact, I think the reason that she did this is because she's right on it. So I love Jen. I think she's fantastic. She's always professional and just a good person. Nina, thank you so much, my dear. Really do appreciate you. Thank you for your support. Thank you, love. And thank you, me and you, for 2 months prayers. Love you, Justin. Thank you so much, my dear. Really do appreciate you. I don't know, can antibiotics make you emotional? I don't know. Justin, mouth pain is clove oil. Do not swallow. Yeah, it's not it's not really painful today. It was a little yesterday. But um the nitrous gas can. Well, I've got an appointment coming up. I guess I'm just gonna have to go to an oral surgeon. Um, I should have done an implant. I told them, they talked me into a damn root canal. Um, I'll never do a root canal again. I've had 3, and I will do an implant. It's permanent, you know. You've it's there. It's there. It's you have, you still have bone growth, so your cheeks aren't sunk in or anything like that. So I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, enough about me.
True crimers, welcome to Break the Case. I'm your host. I'm Jen Coffindaffer. Hey, I'm so glad to have you guys here. I know it's a Friday and it's about 5 o'clock, but I thank you for taking time out of your schedules to be here. For those of you who have never been on the channel, we're a fact-based channel. We're not a drama channel. And we really go over facts and circumstances that exist and break it down from the law enforcement perspective. If you're always on this channel, thank you so much. You can't really know how much I appreciate it. And especially to all the members and, of course, to the mods. Appreciate you so much.
Thank you so much, Sherry. I appreciate you, honey. Thank you. Never forget how amazing you are. Thank you. Thank you, honey. Really do appreciate you, love. Thank you. Really do appreciate it. And thank you for being a member, my dear. And thank you, Sandra. Really do appreciate you. Clutch Pearl, happy to be a baby pearl. Thank you, Sandra. You're a cute little baby pearl, and so is your kitty. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. Thank you, love.
A lot to discuss, so we're going to jump right in. We are going to be breaking down the simple question, and that is Sebastian Rogers' case cold like Summer Wells's case? But I want to start out with some positive news. The positive news I have, and I shared this a little bit at the end of our last live, is that certainly America's Most Wanted is going to be featuring Sebastian Rogers. And that's just amazing news, because whenever you're talking about a case going cold, you can feel it. You can feel it in mainstream media. It just kind of slithers away. All of a sudden, you never hear about the case. There's nothing being featured on the major networks. They're kind of the first to lose it. And then after that, the cable networks, and then, of course, social media, and it just trickles out. I was looking back on my social media, and the last time I really talked in terms of a lot of substance about Summer Wells was really a year ago. And I'm embarrassed to say that, because I guess that makes me part of the problem as well, is not using my platform to keep her name out there. But we're going to talk about.
Thank you, Sonia. Sometimes molars have auxiliary roots they miss. Yes. They said that I had really, really, really big roots. So I don't know, but it's crazy. You know what I mean? Thank you so much, Sonia. Thank you, Marianne. Really do appreciate your love. Thank you so much. Good to see you, dear. I've had 3 root canals fail. Yeah, I'll never do a root canal again. It'll be an implant.
Whether this is cold, not from a media standpoint, but from a law enforcement standpoint. Although I will tell you, they very much go hand in hand. And that's why it's so important that all the channels, and it doesn't matter whether it's a channel that I may not agree with, you know, a hate channel. It doesn't matter what channel it is. It can be small, it can be large. Just to have Sebastian Rogers' face and name is just so very critical. So I'm glad America's Most Wanted will be featuring him. We don't have the exact dates, but it looks like it's going to be either at the end of April or in May. I'm so psyched about this, because it's always
so it's going to be a little while before the America's Most Wanted is shown. It will be around the end of April, 1st of May-ish is what they're projecting right now. But regardless, it's a great show, right? And it's going to be, from what I understand, pretty much an entire show on Sebastian. I don't think it's just going to be just a piece, just a little segment, a 2-minute segment. I think it's going to be like either a pretty good part of the show or even all of it. So there's that. Why so long, Justin? I mean, we need, I think when it comes to, and this is just my opinion, I'm just one of 7 billion on the planet. But again, could Sebastian be out there? Of course, he could. I see it to be extraordinarily unlikely, though, in my opinion. I think whatever happened to Sebastian happened, the main event, if you will, happened before, in my opinion, he was taken out. Either on the 25th or early hours of the 26th. So it has already been recorded. Yes. Already been recorded. So there's that. I hope MW doesn't put out the false narrative about the person walking at 12:17 a.m. I will be very disappointed if um I am happy. Did they interview the detectives? I don't know. That's a good question, girl mom. That's a good question. I don't think that law enforcement would really talk much on Sebastian's case. I absolutely do believe that law enforcement has those who are responsible for Sebastian right in lockstep. I believe that they know who did this, and they are either, still putting together the case, or perhaps waiting to find him. I don't know. But I'm telling you, it will be solved. It will be. That is,
It's
it
important
will be.
just for keeping this case.
I'm not sure I ever felt that with Summers' case because of Hawkins County. I prayed it would, but Ronnie Lawson and all of them, I think that they really jacked up Summers' case from the beginning. And I think his office was too focused on, I think Ronnie Lawson was too focused on his stuff with his son.
In the national spotlight. So I appreciate that. All right, to really understand what it means to be a cold case, I mean, we have to understand that from a law enforcement perspective. What does it mean to say that a case is cold? And I'm going to continue to dabble in putting up some pictures. I'm going to try to put in a couple of videos actually that I specifically went and grabbed. So I think particularly two of these videos I want to try to show. But nevertheless, what makes law enforcement say a case is cold? It's actually quite elementary. It really comes down to, are there any unfollowed leads? Number one. In other words, is there anything lurking in that case you haven't done? Are there any interviews? Is there any videos that you haven't reviewed? You want to look at that. Number one, is there anything along those lines that you haven't followed up as a law enforcement officer? Number two, is there any tips coming in? Are you still receiving messages? Obviously, when somebody first goes missing, the phone is ringing off the hook. It's you can barely manage everything coming in. You're drinking from a water hose. You're triaging what's legitimate, what isn't
Yeah, truth and time, silver fillings, get all of those removed.
legitimate.
They're toxic.
What needs to be looked at in terms of priority, and hopefully you follow up on everything. But again, it's our tips coming in. And at the point at which all leads are
Now, okay. So this is the thing. Will tips make or break a case? It can, and it's very helpful. But let's think about this. If, for instance, the tips are still coming in, but they're not leading anywhere, does that make a case red hot, or does that make a case, lukewarm? What if all of the tips coming in don't give them any information? Right? you got to remember there is an astronomical reward, and it has brought nobody. And in my opinion, that tells me what I've always thought, in my opinion, that this is someone very, very close. Very, very close. Because you could also say that this is, it could be he just walked away. But the problem is there's no evidence of that. And I would argue that there is way more evidence of foul play via the Amber Alert. That means there's foul play suspected. Someone took him. That could be family or stranger. And also the people walking around in the yard at 3 a.m. So with the reward being, $300 and some $1,000, and nothing is rolling in, and there's no evidence to suggest that he walked out on his own. Not even one thing. Right. I think if there would have been one thing to suggest that he walked out, a confirmed footprint, shoe print, a scent, him seen on camera, a confirmed sighting. But there's, an article of clothing. But there's none of that. None. So, in my opinion, this points toward one way. So, if law enforcement are not getting, if they're still getting tips, but they're not really helpful in any way, maybe they are, maybe they're not, I don't know. Is that what continues to keep the case alive? Is it that there's still interest in the case? I don't know.
Are completely exhausted. And at the point at which no tips are coming in, basically the point as an investigator, you have this file sitting on your desk and you've exhausted at least what's in your mind that you can do to solve this case. And sometimes, unfortunately, that can mean where you believe you know what happened in the case. That can happen. You think you know exactly what happens, but you don't believe you have the evidence and the facts to support beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, as an investigator, you're
that is true. That is true. I've spoken to homicide detectives behind the scenes before, and I've talked to them in frustration about, for instance, the Summer Wells case, and they will say, sometimes we know what happened. We absolutely know what happened. But sometimes we have to wait to prove what happened, or God forbid, sometimes there's just not enough. Now, I think in Sebastian's case, I think there will be enough. Also, when it comes to all of this, if they are building a case, remember uh Whitley, the prosecutor for Sumner County, he has been very, very interested in this case, right? He's been at meetings. Um, he's always watched this very carefully. They could be doing mock grand juries right now to see if they have enough, and we would know none the wiser. We would know none the wiser because this is such a high profile case. They could be doing these mock grand juries, and the grand jury says, I think you need more. So they would go back and they would get more and they would do it again. They're not, when they charge someone, because this is such a high profile case, they've got to be able to take it to the bank, so to speak. And that means there is enough, reasonable evidence that who this points to, where persons of interest were, what they did, right? We don't know what they are doing behind the scenes. We would have never known about this 3 a.m. light had, the friend not leaked it to a reporter. We would have never known about the landfill if it not had been leaked. We have no idea what they are doing behind the scenes. But I do know that they are, the detective that is on this still isn't taking other cases, still only works this case over a year later. In my opinion, that tells me something. That gives me hope. When I was at the vigil, I knew that some of these, individuals there, I know that they take some of these cases home with them, so to speak, on their mind or their hearts. So there's that. Marianne, thank you so much, my dear. Really do appreciate you, love. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Hope you are well, Miss Mary Ann. And thank you, beautiful Gypsy. Love you too, honey. Hope in the shadows. Miss Gypsy, love you, dude. Thank you. Love you too, honey. Appreciate you so much. Justin, do you think the neighbors know more than we do at this point? Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There are certain neighbors that know more, and there are certain neighbors that'll talk to people like me, people like Mob Crew, and they'll, give us sources and all that. But then there are things that even those sources won't speak about, if you will. And in my opinion, it's because they can't. right? They can't. So there's that. Oh, thank you so much, Holly. Thank you, love. Is it common in the case for a single detective to work a single case like they say Carter is? I'm just curious if this is a common thing. Thanks. Yes, it is absolutely a common thing. They are assigned, a case in their precinct, if you will, and they will work that case, have that case until it is resolved, or if it goes cold, then a lead comes up later. They'll follow that lead, and they will see if that lead pans out. If it pans out, great. They've got a resolution. If it doesn't pan out, then they put it, at some point they'll put it in a file cabinet and wait for another lead to come up. But it is very, very common. Leave a light on. Oh, I agree, Kaz. I agree. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Holly. Again, appreciate you. Thank you, Marie. Appreciate your love. Oh my gosh, I'm late again. Love you, Justin. Oh, Maria. Do you pronounce it Mara or Maria? Let me know. You didn't get your notification, detective. Uh-oh. You too slacking. Tube slacking.
Really looking for probable cause. And I say that because the only requirement for search warrants and
voices, lost voices with Jackie. Sebastian's law should be that every missing child's case needs to be treated as a homicide and not a runaway. Absolutely. It needs to be a two-pronged investigation. Now, I'm planning on talking about a case maybe tomorrow. And this is another case with special needs. Hey, War, good to see you. And this was in Rhode Island. Now, because kind of similar to what happened in Sebastian's case, they were, the police were led astray. They are trying to pass a law in Rhode Island right now to take on special needs children differently. If they know it's a special need, they take it on a little bit differently. You would be, you probably know this, but there is so many children and adults of special needs, if you will. Things happen to them, right? It is one of those things where it's not an easy task to raise a human being for 18 years, and it's not a easy task to raise a child with special needs. It's even there's even more challenges to that, just like it is to be a caregiver for someone sick. It's mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually draining at times. Caregiver burnout, yes. And so that's why we see so many of these cases that are, people with special needs happen to them. There's a lot. That's another reason a good support system is needed. It absolutely is. You have to have help. None of us in life are meant to do it alone. None of us. We shouldn't do it alone. We need each other. We need a support system. We need community. We are social creatures, and we need one another.
arrest warrants is probable cause. It is not a beyond reasonable doubt expectation or requirement. But the reality is, you are constantly in your cases, you are constantly dealing with the prosecutors. And a good agent and officer will literally be dealing with that prosecutor not only on the case at hand, but even when you don't have a case, you're going in there, you're just glad handshaking. You're, hopefully you have a great relationship where you want to be in there, and you get together outside of work, inside of work. Whenever you're in that area, you want to stop in and just say, hey, I want to talk to Mr. Worley. And oftentimes agents, I know for about probably 3 years, I had my own office at the U.S. Attorney's Office, which was great. So you want to have this great relationship so you can discuss these cases honestly. And, you can just say to them, what are we missing? What else can I do to get this down the road for you to take it to the next step? So, but at the point a prosecutor says, this isn't going anywhere in my office, I can't in good conscience take this and charge.
Girl mom, I have not heard of a list attorney. I was just looking it up. It says on May 17, 2001, Alyssa left school early on the last day of her junior year. Her stepfather, Michael Turney, claimed he picked her up from school. They argued and she stormed off to a friend's house. When her sister, Sarah, returned home, Alyssa was gone, but a note was found. Yeah, I've heard this. Yes. Yep. Didn't they end up arresting him? Yes, I have heard of that. Yes, I have. Oh, thank you, Lolo. Thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you. You received that pearl necklace. Make sure you thank our beautiful Lolo. And thank you so much, Lolo, for being a mod and a member as well, honey. Hey, Kiki. How are you, dear? I feel like Tennessee is behind times. The detectives praised social media. Yeah. Social media can be a double-edged sword, right? The internet can be a double-edged sword. It can help, and sometimes it can hurt. But if I will tell you 100%, there are, if any type of creator is doing a case, the police that are on that case are 100% watching social media as well. They watch us. Some of us, some of them they don't, but some of us, they absolutely do. They absolutely do.
Because I don't think we have all the puzzle pieces put together to make this case stick in a court of law. And I don't want to ruin the case so that because of double jeopardy. So it becomes stuck. It's at a standstill, and then it's moved to another shelf. It's removed out of active to cold or pending. So there are many law enforcement agencies that actually have cold case squads. And those are, of course, the bigger departments. And they are literally going to have officers that dust off those cases, put it back on their desk.
I believe this is strategic. What Jennifer is talking about right now. That's just my opinion. And I'm sure she'll elaborate at some point even further on this case. Veronica, thank you so much, my dear. Really do appreciate you. Share the love. That's right. Thank you so much, love. Appreciate you. How does she know what he was wearing if she didn't see him? Well, there's so many questions about, different things that KK has said and done. That's just one of the questions. Does anyone think a jury wouldn't convict in Summers Wells case if the DA brought charges? Well, you got to remember, the burden of proof is always on prosecutors, on the state, right? They have to prove that it is more likely, more reasonable that for instance, Sebastian didn't walk out of the house. And it's going to require more than just the 3 a.m. video, right? They're going to have to know whoever was driving that car or SUV or truck, for that matter, whatever the vehicle was. They're going to have to know who that was. And they're going to have to, they're going to ask that person, where were you at 3 a.m. on, 2/26/2024? And if they, don't give they can't prove where they were at, and the state can, that, that makes them look even worse. The person who would be driving that vehicle. They're going to have to show where this vehicle went if it had Sebastian in it, or whenever Sebastian was, in my opinion, taken out of the house. So there's a lot. They're going to look at, again, they're going to look at KK's, for instance, if this is just an example or as a theory, if she didn't take off her watch that night, what was her heart rate at, when she said she was laying on the couch? Let's say she said she was laying on the couch at 10 o'clock. Well, if her heart is beating, 1,000 miles a minute and she's on the couch, well, that doesn't pan out, right? If she, sleeps in her watch, well, if her watch was off that night, that's going to bring up suspicion, because we are humans and we have a pattern of behavior. What is common for us, right? If it's not common for, my heart to be beating at, at 110 beats a minute at night, and it just happens to be the night someone in your home disappeared, that's not a normal pattern of behavior. If you are stepping at, 3 a.m. in the morning, if you forget to take that watch off, right? And in my opinion, uh, based upon certain things that I don't believe KK took that watch off that night. I don't believe she took the watch off that night. I think maybe at some point she took the watch off. Now, if something, for instance, would have been premeditated, perhaps. But let's say someone, freaks out at a certain point. You're not thinking about taking your watch off. You're not thinking about that because something's going down in your house. And you're not thinking about your watch telling the story for you. And it gives a lot more information than we think. Do they have iPhones or something else? Yes, Lakeside. They have iPhones, from what I understand. And that's another thing. iPhones are much harder to get information from, and it takes a hell of a lot longer of time in many cases to get the iPhone information. If she went to bed, she may have removed it to charge it. Correct, Star. But it's going to be something that is a pattern for her, right? If she doesn't wear her watch at night, then the pattern is going to show that she charges her watch every night. Now, some people don't charge their watch at night. They absolutely sleep with it because it tells your sleeping pattern, right? When you were, in your REM sleep, how many times you rolled over, all of that, patterns. Most of us sleep on the same side every night. We sleep uh, how we do. We are creatures of habit. And that when habit is broke, especially during times of a crime, it's not good. So authorities look a little bit closer into that. Well, why was this habit broke that night? It's very important.
And take a
Very, very, very important. Thank you again, Veronica. Really do appreciate you, honey.
fresh look at the case. Kimberly Moreau, I want to bring that case up.
Sure
I
can.
got involved in that case when I was asked by somebody on my Twitter space. They just said, will you just look at this case? And it was great
Well,
because I developed.
I mean, this is the thing. LPB Music says, Justin, I agree. There will be a slip up, in my opinion. I think there's been so many slip ups, it's not even funny. You know what I mean? For instance, KK in her most recent interview, she said Sebastian would have been 16, right? And she instantly caught herself. Someone who, again, people who have nothing to hide in crime hide nothing. And it boils down to, why don't you want to tell us, Edgar, what you were doing on Sunday evening? If you were, you know, making a dinner in your camper, fine. If you were washing your car, fine. If you went fishing, fine. Again, I don't see how anyone doesn't think it is suspicious for a stepfather who constantly complains about how people perceive him based upon his words and his behavior, who says he has nothing to do with it, but yet will not answer questions that should be unrelated to Sebastian if you have nothing to do with it. I find it highly suspicious that we can put where Sebastian was the entire month of February, where KK was the entire month of February, where Seth was the entire month of February. But someone who is literally, supposedly in a different state, Mississippi, right on the border, says, I can't tell you. There would be no reason not to. That's exactly right. If you can't answer that and show that, and are so defensive about how people perceive you, but don't want to answer the questions or clear it up, well, then that's either people's going to, have opinions about that if you can't say where you was. Motive means opportunity, right? Motive means opportunity. Was there a motive? The motive can have been something that you was, irritated from someone. It can be because something was going to affect your life, right? Means and opportunity. Means is, pretty easy. Someone can unalive someone very easily. Opportunity. Were you around? Well, you say you weren't, but you also won't say where you was. So you're still right there. You're still right there.
A relationship with the
y'all.
parents. They were on my show. I should say one parent, the mother is deceased, but the sisters were on my show as well. And I keep in contact with them whenever they meet with the FBI, because now they've reopened the case and they're actively trying to revisit it. So it's not always that a cold case will stay cold. Sometimes it'll get dusted off and will be actively worked by cold case or by other detectives. So, but I just wanted to explain, not that it's that complicated, what it means to have a case be cold, because without sort of that definition and understanding, how can we even determine whether Summer's case is cold or whether Sebastian's case is cold? All right, so from here, I want to focus on Summer for a minute, because this case is not only cold, it is ice cold, and it's been ice cold for years. Actually went back and I was looking, certainly in 2023, it was ice cold. I saw an interview by one of the detective sheriff's officers working on the case that basically he said, listen, unless a tip comes in, I don't do anything on the Summer Wells case. So I knew clear back, 2 years ago that it was cold. And
I hope that Summer is found. I really do. It's so sad to me that a 5-year-old is somewhere out in the woods or in a location and just, in my opinion, thrown away like trash. It's incredibly sad to me because, in my opinions, her parents are no more, at the very least. Thank you so much, Angel of Light, my love. Appreciate you. Love and prayers for Second Sebastian. Thank you so much, beautiful angel. Really do appreciate you, love. You're amazing. Oh, thank you, Sharon. Thank you, love. Very kind of you. But is Summer's case cold? Yeah, it is. It is. I don't know if, Tennessee's, it's they do things a little differently sometimes. I don't know.
We know it because we see signs, right? We see nothing being done on the ground. We see no interaction with the media. We see no requests by law enforcement.
Thank you, Sheila.
Hey,
Thank you,
there's a
honey.
black car. Can you take a look at it? In Brian Koberger's case, weeks in, hey, we have a white car. Help us, public, help us. You'll see that happen often. It's something that,
But that's the Jen says when there's no new info comes out, it's cold. Well, the thing is, Tennessee doesn't give us info to begin with. You know what I mean? They don't give us anything to work with. Tennessee used to not be like this. Whenever Joe Clyde Daniels went missing, things really changed, in my opinion, on how the TBI worked. They used to be a lot more transparent. They would give the public a little bit more. But I think that they gave too much info out, perhaps, in the Joe Clyde Daniels case, and that really changed, in my opinion, how they started their protocol.
you can see to some degree where a case is going, or if it's going cold, or if it's
Sure
still
is.
actively being worked.
Sure
I want to
is.
talk specifically about the Summer Wells case. And
Don Wells has been a lifelong criminal nuisance to society his entire life. Anywhere Don has been, trouble ensues. He's a very conflicted person. He's a person with, he wants to do good at times, and then I think there's this really secret side to Don. Once I broke that Don was, whenever he broke in that woman's house and sat outside of her home for over 2 hours. He broke in her garage, stole the woman's panties, and the police just happened to be in the neighborhood, and they saw Don crouching down by a vehicle, and they stopped him, and they frisked him. They checked him, and he had panties in his pocket. And he said, "What?" The cops asked, "Why do you have these panties in your pocket?" And first he said, "Those are my wife's." He was married to another woman, not Candace at the time. He said, "Those are my wife's." And then he thought, "Oh God, what if they go ask my wife?" And then he said that uh, this was his friend's house and that he went in the building and took the panties. And then they broke him down even further, and he said he took the panties so he could later pleasure himself. I'm going to throw up. I mean, you have to be a special kind of sick pervert to drive to another location, sit outside of someone's house, and wait and go steal panties. You know, it's one thing if he was to fantasize that or whatever, but to do that in an actionable way is astounding. And then I broke, in this case, that Don and Candace had lived with two of Arkansas's most nasty, disgusting, vile child RSOs. And that one lived inside the house with them, the other one lived on their roof in a tent. It's kind of a compound area. And that one of them, he wore a mask and called himself the boogeyman. And if anyone told, meaning the children, they would he would do something, hurt them or their family. While there was children in the home at the time. Yes, one of them lived on like the porch roof, and he lived on a tent on the porch roof. Anyway, he was sentenced to 139 years, I think it is, in prison. And I mean, I've got those lives on my Justin for All channel. If you ever want to watch them, they're crazy. Absolutely crazy. And, and again, people supported, there were people that supported, Don and Candace. They have a way, Don and Candace, particularly Candace. Don has kind of lived all over the country his entire life. Candace, she's been homeless on and off her entire life. And they know how to manipulate people. They, someone, that if you're homeless, you have to learn to be street, right? And they certainly manipulated a lot of people's emotions, to say the least.
And I want to say
It's crazy.
why, in my opinion, it never had a chance. Sheriff Lawson, Ronnie Lawson, he was the sheriff in charge
We got about 40 more minutes before Seth goes live.
of that county. His son, and when I learned this, and I think I wrote the date down, October 17th, 2022.
Yes. Also, Don Wells, his son, he has an older son who is an RSO as well.
October 17th, 2022, I learned that Brendan,
8 o'clock Eastern
his son,
is when Seth goes live.
had been convicted of 4 counts of aggravated sexual assault. A lot of details weren't released, but to my understanding, this involved someone that, I better be careful what I say. It was aggravated.
Certainly
There were
was.
factors that aggravate sexual assault, such as underage can aggravate a sexual assault crime. And he was sentenced to 20 years. Now, that is pretty reasonable. That's pretty reasonable. 4 counts, aggravated sexual assault, 20 years. Guess what he got? 1 year in jail. 1 year in jail. Basically,
That's a crime in itself that he got 1 year in jail, in my opinion. Don, there's also been allegations from his stepsisters and the sister's friend that Don abused them when they were much younger. Don has repeatedly talked about being in places where children were being abused, if you will. It's crazy. I just really becoming disturbed. Seems to, yeah. Sebastian's case will be solved. It will be. I really, really believe that. Summer's case, I think she's going to need to be found, and probably a new sheriff, which hopefully there will be a new sheriff sooner rather than later. Don and Candace, I mean, Candace they have 9 children between them and have never raised one fully. All were taken away between the two. Every single one.
basically a misdemeanor. Anything over a year in jail is considered a felony. Anything under a year in incarceration is considered a misdemeanor.
To great, I don't believe that SF, in my opinion, ever was really hired by them. I think that Edgar and KK liked that he was aggressive toward people that didn't support them. I know he said he was, but I still don't believe it, in my opinion. And I think I think Edgar and KK used him to their advantage as what they call a useful idiot.
Those are the definition in terms of how they are different. He got 1 year in jail.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you so much, my dear. Welcome to the Pearl family. You and me, God, become a YouTube member. Thank you so much. Y'all, please welcome our newest Pearl up in here, Miss Michelle. You and me, God. Yes. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Um, I don't think Edgar and KK or any of them had, if he was working for them, I don't think it was this absorbent amount of money. I don't believe that Edgar and KK ever showed any information, sensitive information, um, especially when Edgar won't even say where the hell he was. So I just don't see it. I, you know, Edgar and KK, they've got, big house payment and car payments and all that. I don't think that they had just, $15,000 laying around uh to, for him. I just don't see it. Hey, Black Skies, good to see you.
It was at this point was the first time I knew Summer didn't have a chance, because that
Yes.
department and that
Now, we do need longer statute of limitations on SA. Now, R ape, you know what I mean? RAPE. There is usually no statute of limitations on that, but it's a harder charge to
that
get.
philosophy, it became very clear to me that Summer Wells wasn't important. What happened to Summer Wells wasn't important. Everything that had probably been going on with Summer Wells wasn't important. Remember, Don Wells himself said he slept with her. Now, I'm not saying had sex with her. I'm not saying that he said he had sex with her. I'm saying that they slept together.
Oh, someone just said, I think Musty Hutch would have paid for it. I've got to show you guys something. I've got to send it to myself. You guys are going to be like, what? Let me show y'all something. I saw this person and it looks, in my opinion, a lot like Musty Hutch.
In the same bed. And we know that Don Wells had a horrific background of sexual assault with young girls. We know he tried to sell his 2 children for drugs. This isn't anything that's rumored. This is nothing that I'm throwing against the wall. This is admitted to by multiple people on record as to his treatment of young girls. We know that the treatment in this house of children was so bad that Children's Services took the 3 boys out. Like, they're like, we're out, and have never been returned. For anybody who has dealt with child services, it takes a lot to have that happen. I mean, look at Harmony Montgomery, returned to Adam Montgomery, a drug dealer, ne'er-do-well, living in a car, rap sheet a mile long. Just, it takes a lot for family services to take children away. They took all 3 away. That should tell you a little bit of something about their living situation. Furthermore, just look at their living situation. It was delved into on YouTube. Chris McDonough went through that house. I mean, just look at that situation. Cats, dogs, filth. Not a pretty situation. Now, I've seen a lot of houses worse, believe it or not, with children living in them. And again, the parents maintain custody of their children. So I'm not saying that it's completely unique to see that situation. But it's, definitely they were in a neglectful, if not abusive situation. So we know that. But back to why, again, we know her case is cold. First of all, early on, it was worked really hot and heavy by police to a degree. I mean, it was clear to me they didn't treat this case as a possible homicide. They truly treated it as a missing child. I've always called this case the John Bonet of Tennessee, the poor version of John Bonet Ramsey case, where it just wasn't handled right from the very beginning. And that led to issues certainly now.
I'm going to show you guys a
in
picture here.
determining what in the world happened to Summer Wells. For anybody who saw the initial interview, public interview of Dawn Wells and Candace Wells, many of the YouTube, all of that media is gone, a lot of it. I was looking for it today and it just says no longer available because Candace Wells and Dawn Wells really just buried themselves in these drug-laden diatribes about the case and different activities they were involved in. I mean, it was just disgusting to listen, and the issues of truth-telling were so obvious, the changes in story. So to me, and likely to law enforcement, I think they probably realized in short order that Dawn, Candace, Grandis, which was the mother of Candace, likely at least knew what happened, if not more. Remember, Dawn Wells specifically said, quote, "I went downstairs," and you can find this, "I went downstairs and she was gone and the door was unlocked." Well, remember, if you remember early on interviews, he wasn't there. He was at work, the whole "I'm at work" excuse. And there's a picture that you can see a reflection and see Dawn's truck. So you can see he was there. Again, he said he was there. And there was a couch in front of
Tell me if y'all think this looks like Misty Hutch
at one point, and the door was always kept locked. That's what they said until they didn't say that. There were so many inconsistencies in this case. You could drive a truck through the inconsistencies.
Yes, she's right.
That were presented. Grandis, same thing. Oh, I went, let's see, she planted cactus and then she took a nap. And then she said she wasn't sure, but she thought she was at the horse pond. That's where they took Summer to. Obviously, there's a witness, an independent third-party witness. We know they were at that horse pond, but basically, Grandis, who couldn't even make an interview and look the person she was talking to in the eye. You don't have to look at the camera. Okay. They're usually off to the side, but typically you look people in the eye when you're giving answers, when you're telling the truth. Just typically, I'm not saying everybody, but that is something we look for. In other words, I just believe that because that case became sort of unsolvable. All
right, guys. So I was watching some shorts last night, and there was this person. He works in a very famous, very, very, very expensive wine restaurant, if you will. And these people were buying 2 ounces from $10,000 bottle of Louis, I think it's Louis VIII cognac. And the bottle is $10,000 of just 1.75 liters. And this is in Vegas. And I was like, that looks like Musty Hutch. Tell me if y'all think it looks like Musty Hutch or not. Just let me know. Just your opinion. Okay. I'm going to show this. Because I certainly think it looks like Musty Hutch. I'm not saying it is by any stretch of the imagination, but it does, in my opinion. Do y'all think this looks like Musty Hutch? I want to hear it from you. Hold on, I'll show you more photos. Here's the second one. See, I think the nose is I think the nose is the same, in my opinion. Let's see here. Here's the other one. I don't know when this was. It was a while back. From what I understand. Hold on. Here, I'll show it more close up. I'm not saying it's her at all. I probably isn't. But I was like, damn, that looks like Musty Hutch. Hold on. And this is, hair appointment. She might have got her hair done. I don't know. I'll show you a closer one. Let's see. All right. Here we go. They are sending, I think. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I don't think it's her, but I think it's this woman looked very similar to her. Musty Hutch's Cruella Dirty Diana. Thank you so much, Nerdy. Thank you, my dear. 10 months coming in clutch. Love you, Justin and Pearls. Lester Force, Summer Moon, Sebastian, Michael Vaughn, and all the missions. Tap that thumbs up. Thank you so much, my dear. Really do appreciate your support. Is there any truth to KK going to casinos in Evansville or something? Let me see when this video was. Let me see. 1 second. I'll try to find. It was January. Okay, it was recent. January 17th, 2025. Oh, where did it go? Did it come down? Did it fall down? Here's another one. I don't think it's her, but I think it looked a lot like her. Looks younger Cruella. they say that Cruella really thinks she's the sexiest thing that God ever stretched a piece of skin over. I've heard. Smaller, I think. Weight fluctuations are normal for her. Weight fluctuations is normal for most of us, isn't it? Musty is extra busty. Jesus. That's funny. That's funny. Oh my God. Being so hateful is what makes her ugly. I agree. I could have sworn someone say KK had a gambling problem. Um, I have heard that, but I didn't hear a specific place. You know what I mean? Chicken Claw Shadow leads me to believe possibly one of those mother cluckers. Chicken Claw Shadow. What's a Chicken Claw Shadow? Mini Panthers? What the what the hell's a Chicken Claw Shadow? Oh my God. You are funny. You guys always make me feel better. I never seen a picture of her, so I don't know. You've never seen a picture of Cruella? I can't remember where I heard it. Look at the Musty Hutch lookalike pic. I've got pictures of her here. Let's see here. This is a picture of her. Let's see here. Here's a. I heard someone said, well, I heard that she is, what? Oh, well, even let me save that. Okay. Interesting. Here is her. Right there. Justin, look at the picture. Hand shadow of Musty Hutch. Hand shadow. Musty and dusty. Probably rusty too. Probably rusty too. Thank you, Mini Panthers. Hey, Hobo. Thank you, baby. Good to see you. Thank you, love. You okay? I haven't seen you around. I hope you're okay. If you need anything, let me know, darling. Make sure you thank our beautiful Hobo if you received that pearl necklace. Thank you so much, my dear. Here's Lakeside. I love Lakeside. Thank you so much, my love. If you received, I don't know what I'm saying. Thank you, Lakeside. I really do appreciate you, my friend. Hope you're well. See the shadow of Musty Hand? Looks like a chicken claw. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Let me show you what she's saying now. Let me take you to your leader, is what she's saying. Right here. This. Right here. The 3 fingers. That's what she's saying. my God. That's freaking hilarious. I missed it too, Shannon. What did what did you miss? I didn't understand. I didn't notice it. Did you have your No, I haven't yet. I haven't yet. I I I might do it later tonight. Robin, thank you so much, my dear. Thank you for raising us all up in a better place. Love those mods. Oh, thank you, Robin. Good to see you, love. And thank you so much for 10 months. And thank you for the kind words and your support. And the mods are amazing. Absolutely amazing. Thank you for shining a light on them. I appreciate you very, very much. We got about 15 minutes or so before Seth goes live. Mods, if you want to drop Seth's channel, it's called Seth Rogers, Sebastian Rogers' dad. I have an appointment in 2 weeks. I don't understand why TBI hasn't gone. What do you mean? I have an appointment in 2 weeks. I just don't understand why TBI hasn't contacted me. What do you mean, Teresa? I don't know what you mean. You set your notification. Okay. Hey, Vic. Good to see you, love. Did y'all drop the link? Please drop that link. Thank you so much. Shannon just dropped it there. I know, Mag. I know. Thank you, Soldier Girl. Go ahead and click that. It'll be starting in about 15 minutes from now. Thank you, Ginger, as well. Will it let me? Hold on. I can pin it. Hold on. I can probably pin it. Pin message. All right. I just pinned Soldier Girl's thing. Justin, please look up my comment. Depends how far it is up, Nicole. Justin, the Wounded Warrior organization looked at their emblem. That is how the person or persons is carrying someone in the flashlight. Yeah. 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 Let's see here. I know what you're talking about. Wounded Warrior. This is what you're saying. This is what you're saying right here. Crap. How someone you believe was carrying. Someone was. They did it quick. Kind of like you see. You remember on Forrest Gump. How he was carrying Bubba. I think it was Bubba. Lori, don't know yet. Probably. I'm sure they will, JD, but we'll take care of it over there. Yeah, I think they did this very quickly. From what I understand, people who has saw the video, that it's about a 5-minute video from the time they pull up, get out of their car, go to the house, come back with another person, and do something around the trunk of the car to leave, and then leave. It's about a 5-minute video. Bubba, I'm gonna lean on you and lean right back, and you lean right back against me. I love that movie. And that way we don't have to sleep with our heads in the mud. Now I can hear it in my head. That way we don't have to sleep with our heads in the mud. Just stay a little longer. For course. Just stay a little longer. Do you really think it was spontaneous? I really don't think so anymore, Justin. I do. Yeah, I do believe it was. I think that there was a point where Edgar went to KK and said, "It's him or me, and I hope you choose him and don't pick me." And I think, but I think something heated came of it that night. I don't think there would have been a 2 hour phone call at all. Yes, shrimp stew, shrimp salad, shrimp cocktail. You can boil it, bake it, fry it, saute it. There's shrimp stew, shrimp salad, gumbo shrimp, kebab shrimp, slow baked shrimp. I love shrimp. It's low carb. I I don't like a lot of seafood. I like shrimp. What else do I like? Shrimp, um, lobster, crab legs, and hush puppies. That's all. That's the four things that I eat. That comes that's seafood. Shrimp, crab legs, lobster, and hush puppies. That's it. Justin, read Teresa Kennedy's comment that says she saw Sebastian March 14th. Oh, Robin, thank you, darling. Thank you so much, honey. That's very generous of you. Thank you so much, my love. I really do appreciate you, Miss Robin. Thank you so much, my love. Very kind of you. And thank you for being a member here on the channel as well. Yeah, I like scallops. I think I like scallops. Yeah. I've only ate scallops a couple times though. But I don't like fish at all. Someone said they seen Sebastian March 14th. Teresa Kennedy comment said she saw Sebastian March 14th. Where did you see him at? I love shrimp tacos. Yes, girl. Love some shrimp tacos. Hush puppies are seafood. Oh my God, I ate them before. Yeah. Well, I always say that they're seafood. It's kind of a joke for me. It's really, it just goes with seafood. Don't be that. So, if they allegedly saw Sebastian March 29th, maybe text me or something and let me know what you saw them and all that. That would be good. Way behind, I think, random woman in Vegas. Her chin is too prominent. Yeah, I don't think it's her, but immediately when I saw her, I was like, I had to double check. Is that Cruella DeVille? Call dog if TB, I won't call back. Yep, you can text me or email me right there. You love salmon or salmon? Yeah, it's best to always get wild caught, not farm raised. but farm raised is more sustainable. It's better for the planet, I guess. But some of the things that they feed those fish in the farms. Oof. Hobo, thank you so much. Check your text. Love you. Oh, thank you, baby. Appreciate you. Let me do this here. I'm told about nose. Yeah, yeah. I've heard that too. Some people have said that Edgar has told people that he has not paid anyone anything. I don't think Edgar and KK or Cruella have it right now. From what I understand, Cruella only sold one home in 2024. And she's in the office now, allegedly. Justin, I seen Sebastian Friday, March 14th at the doctor's office here in Kentucky. I contacted TBI and FBI. They have not contacted me about it. Teresa, did you get like a license number outside? If you want to text me, then I can get you in touch with Seth or Dog or one of them. Oh, I don't like sushi. No, 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 no. Thank you, Hobo. Thank you again, Robin. Appreciate you all. Guys, starts in 5 minutes. Head over. Justin. Yeah. Yeah. Just have her text me and we'll get it set up. I'll need to talk to her and we'll see. All right, guys. I'll see you guys over at Seth Rogers, Sebastian's father, pinned at the top right there. Send that, click that link. It'll send you right over there. Much love to each and every one of you. You guys are amazing. I will probably be back after Seth's live, directly right after that. Okay? Much love. You guys are amazing. Truly. Y'all are family to me. I mean it. Love you guys. Bye-bye.